Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 64 of the Wheels Blues podcast. How you doing?
Hey, Daniels, holy fuck. God damn it, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a very relaxing week. I've enjoyed my week of,
wow.
Not because you have a vaccine in you. You're allowed to somewhat enjoy, I guess, kind of.
You can feel good most of the time, I think.
I feel pretty good most of the time. Yeah,
God damn, that's amazing.
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, you guys should fucking get on this vaccine thing.
Then
we can watch Euro League, whatever the hell it's called, on
Jesus
whatever day. What's the day? What's the day?
It's called Champions League.
Sorry, Champions League. And what's happening? What day is this?
But you're half right. It used to be called the European Cup or the Euro Cup or whatever.
No,
so
why did they change it? Did they change it because they
probably money? I would imagine money.
Oh.
That's why they do most things.
Hey, did you I don't think we ever talked about this. What are your thoughts about that? I can't remember if we talked about it. Did we talk about the Super League?
I don't think we talked about the Super League.
That's not happening now.
The Super League is not happening. It took it went from happening to not happening in about 3 days.
Yeah.
And that was, what the fuck's it? Basically, it was going to be like this league above the Premier League and the Bundesliga and the La Liga and Serie A and all this stuff. It was going to be like all the best teams in Europe in this league, and the founding teams can't be relegated out. So that was kind of bullshit.
Okay, so it was just going to be those teams, and it wasn't like the other like quotient numerical up and down, whatever that fucking thing is.
No, there was going to be no. I think they were going to promote teams into it, but the founding teams could never be relegated out. That's my understanding of it anyway. And all those other teams would still remain in their respective leagues, and they would keep playing normal league play. It was just having like another Champions League, essentially. That's what it was going to be.
That sounds so not complicated as fuck.
Yeah.
I wonder why they wouldn't do that.
Well, look, it was basically a smear propaganda campaign from like FIFA and UEFA, because they weren't going to make any money off it. They weren't going to make any money off it. So they convinced every fan in the world that somehow those teams were greedy for doing it, and they were ruining football, and like fans should be saving football. Like they were running these huge like football is for the fans campaigns. And then at the same time, they were like, also our teams are going to make like $1 billion this year. And we're still going to charge like so much money for tickets, but also football is for the fans. The Super League's bullshit because we're not making any money.
It's amazing. FIFA is like probably the most corrupt sports organization.
Oh, it's just fucking, and they kicked that shit into high gear. As soon as that Super League got mentioned, it was like FIFA absolutely. And UEFA were
like hours after.
We're not going to make any money on this. Yeah. That's it. We're going full scale fucking propaganda on this fucking shit. And they sure did.
Quick, man.
They somehow convinced
Wasn't it the head of FIFA who was like, he was on stage doing something and somebody ran up and like pulled a gun on him, but the gun didn't fire?
What?
Was that FIFA, or maybe I'm thinking of something else?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure. It wouldn't surprise me.
That could be a fact check.
They're monkey, man. They're dirty people.
Well, I'm pretty sure
they're like dirty in a mafia sense.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
I bet FIFA is probably kind of mafia-ish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's been people going to jail already for corruption from FIFA, and like people have already been lost their jobs and all this shit.
Absolutely.
Like it's just, for example, like so who knows if this would have been any different if COVID hadn't happened, but Champions League was supposed to take place in Istanbul, Turkey. But because of the travel restrictions, they were like, no, we're going to hold it in. Now it's going to be held in Portugal. It's going to be held in Porto. Like, Porto is where Porto plays. So, but they were also talking about Wembley, like playing it in Wembley. And it's like, well, funnily enough, there's 2 English clubs playing in Champions League. There's no wonder you want to move it a little closer. so the fans can come, so you can have the state, because in the UK they're selling 6,000 tickets for each side.
Oh yeah.
And you're allowed to go to the game.
English teams, what's the big problem? Why wouldn't you just move it to England?
Well, it's because it's kind of like the Super Bowl. It's like it's already been decided that's where it's going, and for like a year
then they're gonna have it there the next year.
Yeah, maybe they could. That's a very good way to look at it, actually, is like, yeah, maybe you can do it next year,
Yeah.
But like it's kind of, that's how they do it. They just pick a venue, and then and everybody works real hard to get it going there. And then like it's up until like yesterday, it was being held in Istanbul, and then they were like, actually, no, it's being held in Porto in Portugal. So Portugal. So yeah, that's going to be, well, it could be good news for us, because if we actually can watch it together, it might take place a little bit later in the day. So we don't feel so bad about cracking beers.
It's soccer, you crack beer, whatever. It's the morning, you should crack.
You're a grown ass man. You don't need our permission to crack a beer.
You have Guinness and Kippers for fucking breakfast.
Just get some bangers and mash while we watch it.
Well, I don't know if I want bangers and mash and beer, man. That doesn't sound like a good combination.
That sounds pretty good to me, actually.
Well,
Who doesn't love sausages, potatoes, like hearty fucking stick to your bones type shit?
Yep.
It's the after all of that I'm concerned about.
Well, it's gonna stick to your bones. There'll be no after.
No, I don't think it would.
Don't worry, Justin. You can't power shit your vaccine out.
You don't know what science you know. God, what do you know?
Fucking, I can hear the fucking Twitter headlines tomorrow. Turns out you can accidentally power shit out your vaccine, so don't eat bangers and mash at 10 a.m.
Hilarious. Did you see the thing?
Eric Daniels stated yesterday.
Power shit out his vaccine.
Power shit out your vaccine.
Can't believe the guy power shit his fucking vaccine right out. Some bitch just flew right out of him. So then, I'm at Eric _83, by the way.
Oh, hey, buddy.
And I'm at Money Wheels. You've heard me this whole time.
And I'm at Tin Can Blues, and also, yeah, me too, guys.
So how is your soccer team doing then? Just to kind of PS that conversation.
Oh man, my soccer team is fucking. I think they've been fucking Ovechkining their celebration for like a week now. Fuck that. You know what? They played they got like the reserves, right? Like the young guys that haven't been playing first team all year, and they had already won the promotion, so they were like, well, it's the last game of the year, we'll just put these fucking kids out and we'll see what happens. And those guys fucking beat the team that's like, I think played their first team guys 4-1. So it was a good day. The good last game. The team ended the season on a high note. They released their transfer list and their retained players list and all that stuff. So a bunch of those second team guys will be moving on, but I mean, they're going to get a lump sum of cash here from moving up a league, so they'll be able to afford some better players and stuff like that. So I think things are pretty exciting. And good news, Robert Lewandowski has recovered from his knee injury. And you know how I said, oh fuck, it's gonna fuck his chance to break that goal scoring record in way less games than the last guy scored that many goals. Yeah, and then he was like, I took that personally, Michael Jordan meme, and fucking scored a hat trick the very game he came back. So
nice. So he's one goal off now?
He's one goal away from tying the record, and he's got 2 games left.
Ooh.
So I mean,
feed him the ball.
Feed him. That's pretty much what they're doing. That's pretty much all that team does. They beat. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy. Borussia Mönchengladbach. They beat Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Of course.
Okay, that team. They beat them he beat them like 4-0 last game, and he scored 3 goals. So I mean, he just
Do you think like the two teams, do they have to play like the defense is just gonna swarm this fucking guy, or will it be kind of like in baseball where someone's coming up to beat a regular? Like you see lately, if you watch Mark McGwire breaking the home run record, I mean, the pitcher pretty much just fucking lobs the ball in, right? Like it's like, here you go, bud.
Yeah. No. They
here goes a little fucking 71 mile an hour lob.
No, it's like Ryan Kessler on Connor McDavid, man. Like they put two guys on him. They put two guys on him. They're like, the only way we can stop this guy.
So big. How can they do that?
What's that?
The field is so big. How can they put two guys on one player?
11 guys on each side. I mean, that's a lot of guys.
Yeah, I know, but the field is so big. Like,
yeah, but at the end of the day, you're just all.
You're only leaving one guy open, theoretically.
One of the 11. Yeah. And if you get a red card, you get subbed off. And now your team has to spend the whole game with 10 guys anyway. So I mean, it happens from time to time. So I mean,
is that true? If you get a red card, you can't fill that guy's spot. Your team's just down.
Nope.
So if you get like 2 or 3 red cards in a game.
No, if you get you're only going to get. I mean, the ref's only going to give you one red card. I watched
a brawl. What if there's a brawl and it's like in hockey? You see like
it's like a bench clear, yeah.
But say there's 2 fights. And one of the fights is a 3-on-2. Well, I mean,
I don't know. This is a situation I'd love to find out, though, because this could be. I mean, that would be exciting. I would be like on the edge of my seat watching this football game. But I watched
fucking 4-on-4 soccer. Can you imagine that?
Man, it would be a riot. That'd be awesome.
Those guys would be dead.
I know they'd just be walking. They get by one of the center backs or whatever, and the striker just be like, fucking, I'm just walking around.
The hands on that.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Just stretching his back out, Fuck.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no shit. I watched a Bayern Munich game and the guy got a red. Alphonso Davies got a red card in 3rd or 4th minute, and Bayern Munich had to play the whole game with 10 guys from that point on. And that's
Canadian kid sounds kind of dirty. He sounds like he gets a few red cards every season.
I mean, he's a center. He's a defense. Of course. He's trying to stop. He's like, fucking fuck you. It's my ball. You're not scoring on my goal. Fuck you.
That's fair.
At least that's what I'd be telling the guy. Hey, this is your fucking goal. This box is your box. No one comes in. Someone comes in, you say, fuck you. This is my box. Get the fuck out.
I didn't realize he was a defender, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can play upfield too, but I think he's left side center. He usually plays left back. So, and he's the fastest player in the Bundesliga, and they clocked it. He's like 38 kilometers an hour. That guy can run. Fuck yeah.
Run 38 kilometers.
Yeah. And he runs 38 kilometers an hour. Yeah. He runs 38 kilometers. He runs as fast as Connor McDavid skates on that field. It's something like that. It's ridiculous how fast the guy can run. It's no wonder he's in the top flight of German football. Anyway, it's outstanding. Hopefully Lewandowski can score fucking at least 2 goals in the next 2 games. He's a god. He's the best striker in the whole German league. So I mean, fuck. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna watch. He plays tomorrow. They play tomorrow. The problem is they play at 7:30 in the morning. So after a pod night, I gotta get up at 7:30.
Yeah,
fucking morning. But I'll probably
watch his DVR it.
Because I'll go on Twitter and know the score, and I'll be like, fuck. And it doesn't matter. It's on Sportsnet, and
don't go on Twitter.
Okay. But yeah, that's all what's going on with football. Daniels, what's going on in baseball?
Soccer roundup. The Jays are hot. The Jays are red hot, and it's nice. It's nice to see.
Are they hot?
Second place in the East.
They're second. Yeah, they're 1.5 games back, I think.
Yeah. Your Dunedin / Buffalo Blue Jays are fucking on fire right now.
Unreal.
Do they play in Buffalo sometimes too?
They're moving to Buffalo in a week or so, I think.
Oh, that's just unfortunate for them.
It's a nice field. It's a nice field in Buffalo.
Well, so what happens to the AAA squad? Because I know that the Jays AAA squad's in Buffalo.
Get out.
Oh, they're like, yeah, the big boys are in town.
Field now.
I'm gonna go play that.
In your locker, boy.
Go play that in that little league field down the block.
Yeah, go to the high school. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Maybe it's like a scheduling thing. I don't know.
I wouldn't put it past them, man.
they have to like redo the field to like for Major League Baseball, right? So
Okay.
I think they have to take they're taking the bullpens because they got the bullpens on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they want to move those, which is stupid. Is like Chicago, like Tampa Bay, they still have fucking.
They got bullpens.
It's super dangerous, but it just gives you that kind of old timey baseball feel.
Yeah.
You know, when they're just right there, like on the field, instead of like. There's one stadium I forget where it is, but it's like the dugouts are like on top, like there's one on top of the other. So like you have to walk past the other team's dugout to get out. It's just you're just asking for problems.
Yeah,
that's all.
You're just asking for it. But yeah, no, the Jays, the Jays are playing so good right now. Like the bats are good, the pitching's good. They're fucking loosey goosey. They're having fun.
That's good to
they're
see.
Winning ball games and they're beating good teams. Like we beat we beat Houston a couple times. We swept Atlanta six games.
They beat Tampa in spectacular fashion that game I was watching where Vladdy hit the grand slam.
We never beat them,
man.
We never beat them.
Jesus Christ! It was
I
just
think that
awesome.
was the first time. I'm not going to be clear on the stat, so Shrew one, you're up. But I think that was the first series we had won in Tampa. I don't know, maybe in like at least 5 years, maybe.
Shit.
Oh wow, really? Holy, that's crazy.
Dude, we don't beat them, and we certainly don't beat them in their own stadium.
I figured it would have been the Red Sox or the Yankees that kick our ass every year.
Well, no, they do too, but it's like we win more against them than we do against Tampa Bay. I fucking hate Tampa Bay. I hate that. Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. So wait, so now they're 1.5 games back of Boston, but it's like fucking May. So there's like roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of like 475 games to go. So I mean, anything could happen, right? So.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. It's kind of like the soccer where it just keeps going. It's
like, what the fuck's happening? The stats from last year count to this year.
They've been playing games since 1978.
I think that's cricket, but anyway. But like next year Champions League, Barron will have another chance, right? And even though they got knocked out, because as we've been over at Wheels, this year's finish that counts for next year's Champions League.
See this? My eyes are closed. I'm
visible confusion. I see
asleep. No, I fell asleep while you were explaining
that. Visible confusion. Yeah.
Hey,
you know
Daniels,
what?
I
was just gonna say I do really like the Western way that playoffs work versus the way that cups work over in Europe and stuff, because that whole playoffs atmosphere is like awesome. It's like a different game. It's like a different,
as opposed to like
different atmosphere.
As opposed to like North American.
No, I'm saying I like that better.
Yeah, I like the playoff atmosphere in like North America.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get up for like a cup when it's like, oh, it's a cup game. It's like, yeah, but it's fucking November. And you're like, well,
it's freaking summertime there all year. So like
it's a cup game. It's fucking November. And like, well, what happens if you lose this cup? Well, we're going to play again in like 6 weeks. And you're like, okay. And then like 6 weeks later, you're like, shit, we won. Cool.
Yeah.
Who had more away goals? Oh, we did. Cool. Well, we're going to play again in 6 weeks now. Yeah.
You're putting off a huge fucking Ruxin vibe right now. The fucking hair, the glasses,
the general disdain for society.
Yeah.
It is kind of our Ruxin of the podcast. It's very true.
I can't tell if I'm flattered or offended. I don't know.
That'd be both.
Hey, Daniels, do you think Shohei Ohtani can win Cy Young and the MVP this year?
If he keeps the numbers, I mean,
he's friggin' good. I watched this.
So good. Yeah, I want to watch him play live so fucking badly. Yeah, badly.
Which team does he play for?
He plays for the Angels.
The Angels.
He's
and
a
it's
pitcher.
not even like it's not even like I want to see him play the Jays. I'd love to go see him play a National League team to get the kind of opportunity to see him pitch and hit.
Yeah,
like and just like throw like a complete game, like no hitter, fucking,
and hit a home run at the same time.
And hits a walk off.
Like it's like the guy wins the game. Man, fuck. Has there ever been a pitcher that can do that kind of thing?
Yeah, Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Fuck, no shit, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he started out as a pitcher. He still has like playoff records that are like intact.
Wow. From like
he was
the fucking
really good. Yeah.
From like the 30s.
When he went to New York, they didn't need a pitcher, so they stuck him in the outfield. He hated it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck,
awesome. The Bambino was a great pitcher.
But they made Babe Ruth play in the outfield. Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Well, he's fat and shit, so they're just really good. Take that fat fucking right field. I don't want to see him.
I don't want him to have to run too much.
Just let him suck his dinner, wave his little fucking hat, and
that's fair.
Ball caps are pretty new. We're just gonna wave it around.
I feel like every hat in like the 20s was just you bought it dusty and old
and floppy. It was like fucking super what the fuck, had no substance.
They didn't invent cardboard yet, so they didn't have the cardboard brim.
So speaking of the baseball and specifically the National League, what about those Oakland A movement or relocation threats that I've been hearing about?
Poor Billy Bean or Bobby Bean or the GM.
Billy Bean.
Yeah. Moneyball has to move.
No, I mean, like, come
on.
Not
necessarily.
Like, yeah, this is
all the time. Like, look at what Cats did with the fucking Oilers.
Yeah, this is a load of horse shit. I agree.
Yeah.
It's a business tactic.
Where are they going to play? Where are they going to play in Montreal? I thought the Olympic Stadium was the problem. I thought that place was falling apart.
Actually,
they still had the team.
I read a rumor of Vancouver.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't disagree with it.
I don't see why they can't have more Canadian teams in baseball.
I mean, either, but like, are they going to move one from Oakland? Like, how long has Oakland been a fucking team for so long?
See, I could see that because you could keep a lot of the fan base because you're not really moving like super far away.
Yeah, you're still staying in that, but I mean, a lot of that Vancouver area is probably a Mariners fan because of proximity.
That's very true. Yeah, you're probably either a Jays or a Mariners fan.
Yeah.
But like, this is your team, the Vancouver.
Yeah, you could change. But like a lot of guys, and when I lived in Victoria, a ton of guys there because it was like an hour ferry ride to Seattle. It was like, we go see Seahawks games, we go see Mariners games, and like it's fucking awesome because it's like $30. Awesome. Like, so they were huge fans of the Seahawks and the Mariners. So I mean, if you start getting the team in Vancouver, are you gonna split the fan base or what the fuck? Like, are you gonna have enough of the fan base to make money? Well, probably, because I mean, it's your own sports team. So I don't know. But I think
having the Expos back would be kind of cool.
That would be
really. Would it be cool?
Yeah, I would like to have it.
Why? Just give me one reason.
Nostalgia, because I know the team. I know the team name. It's like having the Jets back. It just feels good. It feels like it feels right. It feels like the universe.
I'm on the other side of that, where I'm like, if you have a team and then you lose it, you can't have a team back.
Yeah, but what if it's for circumstances that are like, just it like in the night when the dollar was cratering and all this shit, and like I don't know,
make more money. Money.
Does it not feel good to have? Yeah, but if your staff are being paid in American dollars and your revenue is in Canadian dollars, you're behind the 8 ball to begin with.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
You lose, sir.
But you lost because of your country, not because you sucked at making money. It's because the exchange rate, you didn't make enough money to pay relative to the exchange rate.
Not including like, what was it, the 2000? What was their last year? And they were doing super good.
Is that the Expos?
Yeah, what was it, like 2004?
Like 94 when there was like when they would have won the World Series, and then they were gone.
But they had like a hot team like in like the 2000s, right?
The
No, they've
Expos?
been gone since like 94, man.
No, I don't.
So my thing is like excluding their really good season, how is the fan base? Like, where was the interest? Was it a packed stadium?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can't.
I don't think it was a packed stadium. I'm pretty sure everyone was afraid that a fucking piece of it was gonna fall off and crush them during the fucking ball game.
It was a pretty old stadium for sure.
Dude, it was 04. It was 04 when they folded and moved.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, but wasn't, I think it was like, I swear to God, it was like 2003 or so. They had like a really, really good season, and they had a really, really fucking good team. Yeah. I can't remember.
We'll get a fact check on that bad boy.
I know the year that they canceled the World Series, like the only time in history that there wasn't a war and they canceled the World Series, the Expos.
That was from that strike.
Yeah. They were the best team, and they probably would have won the World Series that year. They should have won the World Series that year.
So I would like to have him back just because like the branding's already there. It's a fucking layup for a businessman. You don't even have to think of a new name. All you got to do is update the kit. You update the kit a little bit, and you
fucking got to make sure that people are going to be showing up though. If people aren't showing up, then it's a waste.
It's fucking Montreal, man.
But that's what I'm wondering. Is there a big appetite for baseball in Montreal?
There'll be a big appetite for getting their fucking team back. Like that's what the appetite will be. They'll go just because it's there, just because they're getting their. I mean, it's fucking Montreal. You know what they're like.
You keep saying that. I'm like, why are we associating Montreal?
Okay, so well, no, it's Montreal. It's like if you stuck like a second hockey team in Toronto, it would succeed because it's Toronto.
No, because you're already a Leaf fan.
Oh, no way.
I would have this argument with my brother where he was all for it, and I'm like, no. If putting another team in Toronto is stupid because people are Leaf fans. We're Leaf fans. We're not going to be fans of the fucking.
Yes, you would, because you'd be able to buy a fucking ticket.
No, we won't.
Yes, you would.
But that doesn't make us fans.
It would make. Of course, you go there to buy a ticket. You'd fucking cheer.
I'd rather overpay for a Leafs game than drive out to Hamilton and fucking go see that whatever their piece of shit product.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that a lot of people would disagree. Like they would do the opposite. They would just be willing to bet
the exact opposite of that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
maybe one day we'll find out.
I feel like if you ask
I don't think you would. How would you feel if they put another team in Edmonton?
I don't know.
Like that's a bad question for you because you hate the fucking Oilers.
They did put a team up the road called Calgary.
You know what? You know what? If they put another team in Edmonton, which they never would because it doesn't have the population, but you know what? I don't know if I would cheer for them, but might go to the game because it's possible to go to the game. Okay, Daniels.
That was such an old man Canadian thing. Like they put a team up the road in Calgary.
Take it away, man. I'm gonna be 40 soon. Take it away.
You broke me.
Oh, you just love to see it.
Oh man.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't see another team, like another hockey team in Toronto, as much as I don't feel there's an appetite for baseball in Montreal. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have my finger on the pulse of what's going in La Belle Provence, but maybe
I think you'd have success for the same reason you'd have success if you brought the Grizzlies back to Vancouver or the Supersonics back to Seattle. Just based on the,
I'm with you on the Supersonics back to Seattle.
Like it's the same thing. You bring the Expos back. You just got people that love that team for so many years. You bring them back. You have built-in fans, guaranteed. They're gonna come back just because, especially baseball, when you can go to on a weekend. There's like 475 games. There's 475 games. You just go pick one and pay $13.95 to go to it. You know, it's not like you got to have a fucking night out where it's $300 a ticket.
What baseball games are you going to?
Okay. Anyway, it's not.
No, the cheap seats. Like you can get like Toonie Tuesdays on like 500s, man.
Oh, awesome!
You're like sitting on a fucking slope. Like you're.
No, yeah, you're so far up
there, dude. I don't like sitting up there.
You're not even certain you're at a baseball game. That's how high up it is. But you can still go.
You're like halfway up to CN Tower up there. Like,
yeah, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You got a little you got the game going on your iPhone because you can't tell what the fuck's going on.
We used to fucking bring binoculars to the game, dude. We'd sit up there in the cheap seats and we'd bring binoculars.
Yeah, I mean, I would do that just to go to the game on a Saturday afternoon. It doesn't even have to be good seats. It's so cheap. It's cheaper than going out for fucking lunch. So you might as well go to a game and have a hot dog at the same time.
Well, see, if you're getting food, now we're talking pricey.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Hot dog $17. You're getting a hot dog. You're like, it's more than the fucking ticket to get in here. I could have had 2 tickets for this fucking hot dog. You know,
it's like if you have $10, you can buy a ticket or get someone to go in there and buy you a beer and bring it out. keep the dime change. It's fine.
No, I think baseball would succeed in Montreal because of nostalgia, because they're getting their team back. It's their team. It's their identity. They're going to surround that with support. Look at Winnipeg. I mean, I understand there's an appetite for hockey in Canada, but that fucking town sold out their season ticket drive in fucking like 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it was like they were like, if you can get some season tickets, we'll think about allowing a fucking relocation here. And they were like, and Winnipeg was like, hold my beer. And then they fucking sold out season tickets in 13 minutes.
Hold my Labatt's blue.
Yeah, hold my Labatt's blue. I'm going into my igloo, eh? And I will
we'll all go down to the Golden Boy there. We'll drum you up some dough. Don't you worry about it.
Gonna go down to the Toronto Dominion.
That's totally what they call it. Oh, I'm just gonna go down to the Toronto Dominion and put some money out there out of the automatic teller machine.
They call them. No, what they say is they're gonna go to the Toronto Dominion. I'll pull out some Lauriers and we'll get her going there, right?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, hey, and you know what? I was wrong about Winnipeg because I thought the same thing. I was like, why? Yeah, I mean, obviously I was younger and stupider, but I was like, why are they trying to get their team? Like, why did they lose their fucking team in the first place? And now they want their team back. It's like, no, you had your team. It's over. You lost it. They're in Atlanta now. And I also I don't include those stats because there are some people who go like, and they're like, oh, how come the Jets haven't, like honored like fucking so-and-so? I'm like, well, he's not part of that Jets. He's part of the other Jets that went to Atlanta. Like,
they went to Phoenix.
Phoenix, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I could see Bufflin getting his jersey retired. He was on Atlanta.
Yeah, he was on Atlanta. Yeah. So whose records do you take? Because Shane Doan became one of the most loved captains in fucking Coyotes history, and he was a Winnipeg Jet.
He's a Winnipeg Jet. I think his numbers.
I would say he's more aligned to the Coyotes than he is.
Yeah, he is. So where do you draw the line?
And I mean, like that lineage has got to be. I mean, that's dead. That's dead history. I mean, it's dead history. I mean,
yeah. The fucking Coyotes do the fucking Winnipeg whiteout at their, and it's like, fuck, you never seen snow, guys. What the fuck are you doing?
Is this what it is?
Yeah, we all wear white shirts. Cool. But I mean, I guess you could understand it's kind of like the Avalanche having the Nordiques fucking reverse retro jersey. That everybody fucking loved.
I like those jerseys.
They're pretty sharp, but you're also like, but it's not really, like fucking let it die. And because if the Nordiques come back, they're gonna want to use that. And I'm always hoping for
that would be something, and not necessarily like Quebec City, but like, could you not put like an NHL team in like the middle of the Maritimes? I mean, they can all fucking,
I suppose,
make it to like the center, right?
They put that bridge there now. It'll probably be fine.
You hop in the car from fucking PEI, you head up to Halifax. You make a weekend of it.
Yeah.
You drive up to Halifax, fucking You go see the Halifax Schooners play the fucking Habs, and then you go home.
And I don't know. I think there's like you probably could, but like I don't know. I think you'll see Quebec City. I mean, but the problem was like then you gotta like whoever goes there is like. But I mean, Montreal's the same. Like you better know fucking French guys, or at least fucking make a good effort to learn it. And because that's what's going to happen. And even like the coaches, right? Like you're going to get coaches and GMs that are French guys, and you're going to have to learn to fucking deal with, like, if you don't speak French, well, you better fucking get on that shit because it's a French part of the country. And, I'd be all for it. I like fucking, I feel the same way as I did about the Jets. I was so excited to see the Jets. I'd love to see the Nordiques come back. I'd love to see the Expos come back. I'd love to see the Grizzlies come back. Like, let's just make Canada whole again because all our teams got fucking taken.
I don't care about the Grizzlies that much. I don't really care about the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the only reason I care about them is because they were a Canadian team, and like they didn't even change the fucking name when they moved them. They're just the Memphis Grizzlies now. Like, fuck off.
Have Grizzlies in Memphis?
No, wait. Did they move them to Memphis? No. Oh yeah, they did. They did move them to Memphis. Yeah. It was the fucking the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Supersonics. That's what I was thinking.
They were the Supersonics.
And then the Hornets became the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but they're the same. Like that. I know that. They were new. They were Charlotte, and Charlotte has the Bobcats. It's so fucking so many teams.
Yeah, it's just all over the place. But it's the same. Like if you look at anything, like. So the Oakland A's and like all like the San Francisco Giants, I'm pretty sure they were different teams at some point. Like even in the NHL, like the New Jersey Devils were Kansas City at one point.
Yeah, in like the 20s, there was like 3 teams in New York. There was like the Dodgers, the Giants.
So all the teams were in New York.
Yeah.
There was like one other team in Chicago.
Yeah. Because everything was in the East, like it was all
Chicago. That's it.
Yeah, Chicago is as west as it got, really. I mean,
yeah. And then there was like the Canadian teams, like there was like the Victoria Cougars and all that, and like the Vancouver whatevers, and there's all that kind of shit going on in the NHL in the old days, like the early days.
There was like 2 Canadian Montreal teams, 2 Toronto teams.
Yeah, the Maroons and the St. Pats and all that, and now the Maple Leafs wear those fucking the Maroons. Maybe that's where they stick.
Dude, I hate the Leafs when they wear the St. Pats.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
We never win wearing that gear, ever.
And it just doesn't suit. It just doesn't
No, it looks terrible.
It
is cool in the NHL games. I'm sure they still do this, but if you pick that jersey, they wear like the old, it's like the old brown equipment.
Oh yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is nice.
Edmonton is a modern era team, so you guys probably don't know about that old brown.
That old brown shit where the gloves came up to your elbows.
You guys are used to that big Martin Brodeur fucking equipment. You literally can't see my body.
Martin Brodeur on this podcast.
Oh, I forgot.
Martin Brodeur is a national treasure.
He is pretty good.
I chased Tyson away. He's like, I'm having none of this. I'm done. It's over.
Did Martin Brodeur score the Oilers in some way?
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me. He did score like 3 times in the NHL, so probably one of them was the Oilers.
Doesn't he have the most goals as a goalie?
I believe he does. I think he's got like 3 or 4.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, most goals. He's got like 200 more wins than the next goalie with the most wins.
Is Martin Brodeur the Wayne Gretzky of net minding?
I would say so. I would think so. Yeah. He didn't win the most Vezina trophies. That would have been Dominik Hasek, but I think he's got like the stats. He's got all the records and the stats.
Do you like Dominik Hasek? Are you yay or nay on him?
Yeah, no, I like Dominik. Yeah, I like Dominik Hasek.
I like Dominik Hasek. He was such a shit disturber. I loved it.
I like Martin Brodeur better, but I like Dominik Hasek for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, fucking. But yeah, no, it's just the whole moving teams, bringing like another team in Toronto, for hockey. It's just I can't get past that. It's just such a terrible idea.
No, yeah, but if you lived closer to Hamilton, you'd probably be into it. Like, I'm assuming you live like way down in Toronto. You lived closer to like
It was like
obviously.
45. It was like a 45 minute drive to Hamilton.
Yeah, but how
But
far is it from the Toronto arena?
it'd be definitely doable. Yeah, to like get like a hotel and you just stay. Fuck, I mean, you can even spend the night in Niagara Falls. Like,
No. But I'm saying, how far is it? How far were you from the Maple Leafs in Toronto? Like 20 minutes?
like fucking like a subway ride.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, that's probably why. See, if you were like a subway ride from Hamilton, you might be
No,
more inclined.
that wouldn't be the point. I mean, so if I lived in Hamilton and there was a hockey team, I mean, I would probably go when the Leafs were playing them, and I'd just be there in my fucking Leaf shit. Dude, that barn would be overflowing with it. It'd be like a Senators game. It would just be all Leaf jerseys.
Yeah, but then you'd have the odd fucking, Hamilton fucking whatever, Bulldogs or whatever the fuck,
It's
take the
literally
junior.
all Leafs fans in every arena that's not Montreal.
Very true.
It's true, man.
Very
There's
true.
so many Leafs fans.
They're everywhere.
You know what? Maybe we should.
You
know what? Maybe we should argue in favor of is getting these Canadian teams. Like I'm pretty sure did the Marlies play in Toronto? Toronto Marlies, right? Yeah. So we should get more farm teams playing in Canada because, at this point you have like fucking every Western team playing except for Vancouver, playing in California. And you're like,
it makes sense, really to have your farm team. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do, like for hockey, especially.
I don't know why they don't
easily have a fucking farm team, for Winnipeg be in Manitoba, like whatever the Brandon fucking Manitoba, whatever. There you go.
The Moose.
What are
the Moose?
The Moose.
Like look at Edmonton. They got that whole Rexall Place is just fucking empty. Just put the fucking the fucking Condors in there and rename them the Edmonton fucking Condors or some bullshit.
What Canadian teams are in the AHL? Like what Canadian teams are in the AHL?
Well, like there's
that's the feeder league. That's the league before the NHL.
Yeah, but what I mean is like the teams that are owned by the NHL teams, like the Stockton Condors or the Stockton the Bakersfield Condors. I'm thinking of fucking Calgary's team. So the Bakersfield Condors are like, what the fuck are they doing in California? Get those fuckers playing at Rexall Place. Call them the Edmonton Condors. Charge fucking $35.95 for a fucking ticket. That place would be fucking full. You're watching Oilers prospects play hockey.
Yeah. For hockey, I definitely for baseball, every minor league team should be in the fucking Midwest.
Yeah, okay.
Playing in a fucking cornfield.
Yeah, that's right. I know. I get on board. I get on board with that. I want to see them Akron Rubber Ducks.
Idaho, Nebraska. That's like the state for all minor league baseballs.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's got to be like that. There's a corn maze somewhere. You're like, what the fuck? It's every fucking
bleachers,
ballpark.
Not stands, bleachers.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice. It's I guess one day maybe we'll see some Canadian team. Maybe we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of changes to sports that we could make, and we'd be millionaires. But they won't listen to us. So there you go.
Well, there's also a lot of ideas that could make us fucking be like horribly,
when we become the most popular podcast in Bangladesh and become millionaires, then they'll listen to us.
Well, okay. So let's switch gears here. If we're these millionaires, how's the old stock ticker looking there, guys?
I walked right into that, didn't I? Tyson, how's it going?
Well, I think the crookedness of my glasses after I wiped my own eyes when I heard us start talking about this kind of speaks volumes to how the stock market. You know what? Because I'm invested in some kind of American defense contractor of some sort. I'm not even really sure.
Blackwater.
Whatever it is. That is making me some cash. So, yeah, that's why I'm not in the red.
Really?
Yeah.
An American defense contract is paying off?
Get out of here.
Come on. You know what? It is completely negating the negative effect of my Canadian vegan company that I invested in.
The 2 stocks, is that all you have? Is the vegan food?
No,
company?
I got a few other ones. It's all kind of working itself out. I basically got some index funds and real estate and all this shit. It's all kind of going up. But that vegan one, holy fuck, Jesus Christ! Wheels is even. I can see it in his eyes. He's pretty sad about it too.
Let it out, big guy.
Let it out, Wheels. Come on.
I'm a little sad about it, but I bought 200 shares more. I bought 200 more shares today because it's so down. Really? It's so down, man. It's gonna go up, man. It's so winter. It's
man, I hope you're right.
Every friggin' sales report, they're selling like record sales. I don't understand what's happening with that stock.
This is the point of the show where if we were doing video, there'd be like a screen wipe, and then it'd be like a scene from Wolf of Wall Street of Leo doing like fucking blow.
Oh,
man. Justin wants a yacht. That's right.
Well, you know what? I would have bought more of it if I didn't already lose $1,000 on it. I probably would have bought more too.
Does your family know you lost $1,000?
Oh yeah, I think you just called me a fucking idiot, and I was like, well, what's that?
Throw me under the bus with you?
What? No.
Well,
God, I mean, she knows, right? I talked about it like when I first bought it, right? I was like, Will said this is some good shit, so I bought into it. But I bought it like at the hot, like the day it was like at its record high. I was like, fuck, I better go buy now before it goes up more.
Yeah,
that was a grievous error. I should have waited. But I didn't. I was like, fuck, I got some. What's just sitting there?
It's been that way. It was that way before. It'll get that way again.
Man, I hope you're right. Pretty much, if that fucker ever gets back to break even, I'm just gonna fucking be like that at a strip club, just fucking throwing my money back.
That's just that's fair.
Buy some, whatever, and I'm gonna be taking my money. I'm gonna be on the fucking stage. Like, give me my fucking money back.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, if it starts fucking really climbing, I might just be like, ooh.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought was gonna happen the last time when I was like, hey, you should buy this.
I feel like this stock might pay off in like 10 or 15 years, so I'm just gonna hang on to it.
It's entirely possible, yeah.
I mean, what the fuck would you don't sell at a loss, just fucking hang on to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, so we're both a little bit hard up,
Yeah, I'm kind of still I'm pretty confident in everything I have. I'm down in everything. All my stocks are down, but I feel like I've invested in good businesses that are going to pay off in the future. I'm investing in Justin's yacht future.
Man,
President Justin is not happy, but future Justin will be very happy.
VFB, man, or that VFV. S&P, buddy, to index funds.
Yep, there you go.
They might go down, but they'll consistently go up over time.
The only one I'm nervous about is my Bitcoin ETF.
Bitcoin.
I think Bitcoin is bullshit.
Dude, they named another coin after like a Reddit fucking meme, and it made a lot of money. So
I don't understand.
I mean, they call it Dogecoin. It's just a dog.
Yeah.
They call it good Doge. It's a Doge dog. It's fucking Dogecoin. And then Elon Musk said,
it makes no sense to me. It's like, oh, this money was created because of a meme. Why would I buy that?
Well, I don't know if it was created, but I mean, on Reddit,
it's fucking shitload of money.
Yeah. I don't understand how it makes money. It doesn't make sense why it has any
Can
value.
You imagine having like 7 Bitcoin like fucking 10 years ago? You'd have $700,000, or like whatever the fuck it is. It's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. If you
70 Bitcoin, you'd have $700,000.
And if you invested $100 in Bitcoin like last year, like this time last year, you would have $20,000. If you put in $100 into Bitcoin or into Dogecoin last year at this time, at this moment, you would have $20,000 right now.
And can you cash that out for real dollars at any time?
I assume so.
Yeah, I think you
can.
I
want to throw into it, but once it got to like a certain level, I'd be like, I'm pulling it all out.
Yeah, absolutely.
With anything, with the stock market and as well as with anything in life, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So this kind of thing, it's fleeting. Like like if you don't get in at the exact right moment,
it's a casino right now. Like you're betting like, right now, and eventually the house is gonna kick you out of the casino, and you're gonna lose everything and live on.
But that's my thing. I want to get out of the casino before they're like, all right, party's over.
No, yeah, of course, yeah. But you got to know when to do that, right? Like,
like that kind of growth is not sustainable. You know, it's too good to be true. Like it's too good to be true.
It's got to be a catch. It was the same when it was like in February when there was all those meme stocks like
GameStop and all that, and all that's getting bit in the ass now.
It's still like $100 a share, but at one point it was like $600 a share.
Yeah, you just man, like if I coming from a guy who knows very little about stocks, don't gamble on shit like don't ride the wave. Just fucking ignore the wave. Get yourself a fucking nice index fund, buy into that, and just fucking wait 30 fucking years.
Although I agree, it's very tempting because you see all these people that just like take the gambling chance and they cash out big, and I'm like, fuck.
I know. I
knew what that was. I could have done that.
I know, but it's like, man, you could end up with it. Like the problem is not ending up with nothing. The problem is ending up with severe debt that you can't pay back. That you're fucked for life. That's when you're like, so a lot of guys, and this, if you're good at this, I mean, I understand how you could take a loan and then take that money and invest it, and then the investment return would exceed the interest payment of the loan.
Yeah.
And then you would actually make money, but because you invested so much money, you would be making a lot of money.
Yes.
But you would have to pay back the loan, but the interest would exceed the percent that you gain. It's risky as fuck.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people do. And if you're willing to do that, fucking right on. But that's just not me. I'll take the money that I actually have, put it into something that will grow consistently over time. Except for this fucking vegan thing, which is costing me a lot of money. But it's gonna grow one day.
I think it's can't miss. I don't think it's gonna grow to nothing. There's no way. It's like I get the newsletter every month or whatever, and I see the sales. It's selling so much, so there has to be a point where there's like, okay,
you never know what could be happening behind the scenes with this shit too.
You never know. It's true.
So like a lot of the times,
do they have like quarterly?
Yeah, they have quarterly. Yeah, they have quarterly.
Did you call in? Did you ever call in?
No, I read the quarterly reports on all my companies.
So they don't have like an actual like investor call, I'm
sure they do, but I don't like.
You should get in on that and be like, "What are you fucking guys doing with my fucking money? Let's take charge.
Where's my money?
How are you selling all this fake meat and
go out to those hippy dippies? You feed them the burgers. They're gonna pay for the burgers. What's so hard here? Start firing people.
Sell a $75 burger and no one's making any money. What's going on?
And I feel like
people don't like wheat germ. Fuck you, man.
Daniels, I feel like this is your dad having a mini heart attack while he's yelling at you, except it's Justin yelling about burgers while having a mini heart attack, and his head is bobbing side to side while he's so angry about it.
What's going on?
You motherfuckers, you don't know how to sell burgers. God damn it.
God damn it.
God, sons of bitches.
This is why
call in, and then just like go to YouTube and get that scene from fucking Glenn Ross.
Yeah.
Baldwin's just fucking berating everybody and just play that. Put that coffee down.
Nice. Awesome.
I don't know.
I love watching that like once every like couple months.
Yeah.
I'll throw that on just to be like, fuck yeah, man. Fucking
fuck yeah.
Nice. Fresh today.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see where the stock market goes, man.
We'll see where it goes.
Goddamn.
I'm still, you know, I have fun doing it now. Like I haven't put any other money in since probably like, well, I did double down a little bit on Barry, but otherwise I haven't really put any money in since like February-ish. So, you know.
Yeah, I like blew through all my money. I put it in everything, and now all my money is like sitting, like it invested into things. So it's not. Is that liquid or is that not liquid? That's not liquid.
Not liquid.
That's not liquid. Whatever the fuck I
think
have.
Liquid is when you have so much fucking money that you're just like, because it's flowing.
Yeah, just like sitting there. Like, it's like a lake of money, and you're like the rivers are flowing in, and they have this lake of liquid money that I don't know what to do with.
Well,
like Scrooge McDuck, like jumping into the safe with all the coins.
So all my investment money is not liquid in any way. It's sitting in things that I'm afraid that are up. I'm afraid if I sell, they'll go up more. So I don't want to sell them, which has happened a couple of times.
Yeah, I've when I first started investing, I did a couple like sells and trades and stuff too, and that shit went up really like high after I sold. And I was like, fuck, damn it. So now I don't even I don't sell.
Dude, I bought a vaccination stock like fucking in like.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah, I did. I bought one, but it was not Pfizer. Like Pfizer's fucking stock's pretty low, actually. It's lower than you think it would be.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like $39.
What? That's cheap.
Yeah, it's fucking lower than you think. So anyway, I bought this called Dynavax, and I bought them at like $4.80. And I was like, well, whatever. Like, it's fucking, they're going to come up with a vaccine for this fucking COVID thing at some point. Maybe these guys will be involved. So I just fucking randomly bought it. It went up to like $14, and I bought I bought it at $4. I bought like 400 shares of it, and then it went down to like $2.
Yeah,
I panic sold half.
Yeah,
like, oh no, I'm gonna lose my fucking shirt here. Like, Jesus, I sold half. Fucker went up to $14 like 6-8 months later.
Oh,
like, God damn it! I was like fucking kicking my own ass. Like, fuck, I could have had 4. So now I have half the amount, which is now made up for the losses from selling the other half.
Yeah.
And the losses of the very good food company. All these other losses. Now this vaccination thing is like, and the defense contractor, I'm like making all this cash.
Look at this fucking. Look at this evil.
He's not wrong, man. Disease and weapons. That kind of makes the world.
I love how it's like vaccinations during a pandemic, fucking American weaponry, and then the vegan place to like balance out your conscience.
Yeah, and then which one's, and then the one that's balancing out my conscience is the one that's losing money.
Yeah,
you're like watching the news and like a war is starting, and you take a bite of the veggie burger, and you're like, I'm content.
No, I'm not. I'm like Mr. Burns, like excellent. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
Good to hear there, Dick Cheney. I'm glad you're fucking investing.
Yeah. So anyway, it kind of worked out as in like, but now it's back down to like, I don't know, like it's still above where I bought it, but it's not $14 a share anymore.
Is that a Canadian company? I think
Dynavax. No,
I thought they were a Canadian company, and they were trying to come up with a vaccine like manufactured.
They're both American, so that includes the exchange rate. So I'm still making money plus exchange rate. I'm making money, so you fucking gotta love it. You gotta love those American companies, man.
You do, buddy. You do.
Yeah. Except for that fucking. Yeah, they're doing okay. If I don't, I just won't sell them. I'm just gonna hang on to them.
And just don't sell at a loss. Absolutely, of course not.
Yeah, don't sell a loss. That's why I'm going to hang on to very good food company at like what was it today? Like 60% loss.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. I ever sent you guys the picture. It was a lot. Yeah, Daniels was like, ugh.
Yeah, it was like, oh.
Yeah, we are not making Daniels want to invest in the stock market at all.
I just want a fucking office on the yacht. I want you to succeed so that I can live vicariously through you.
Wow.
I want to live the entourage life, man.
You want
I want to
to
be your I want to be your turtle or whatever. Turtle?
You want to be turtle?
Cool.
Sure, why not? If
You
I'm
just
on
got-
the boat, I'll be
Yeah.
whatever.
All right, cool. All right.
You just got Wheels' best interests at heart, but like also that girl over there.
Yeah,
That's turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Oh man.
Maybe one day, Wheels, if you ever get a yacht, we'll do a show from the yacht.
One day,
Maybe,
We'll have a studio in there. What do you mean? We'll have
oh yeah, and you know what? We might even we could probably afford we could probably afford a camera too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But still won't want to be on camera. So
damn it.
I have a solution to that. Why can't we be the first like Slipknot-esque podcasters?
I don't see
We
why
just
we
wear
can't.
creative, funny steampunk masks.
I'm shocked that Sid didn't even think of that.
We can put a mask on Sid. It'll be obviously a Resident Evil themed mask.
That's true.
I mean, obviously.
Straight up, if I'm on a yacht doing a podcast, I want everybody to see. I'm not wearing a mask. Everybody's gonna see me.
Justin is just gonna be on that fucking diving board on the yacht, just with the fucking DX suck it fucking my fucking yacht. Suck it. This is my yacht.
It's gonna be that Andy Samberg I'm on a boat video all the time.
Let's do the video, guys, and we're all just like, oh, fuck. All right, I guess. I mean, we have to.
I guess.
Hold on. Let me have my morning champagne, and then we'll go.
Where's T-Pain? Where's T-Pain?
T-Pain, wake up! We're doing a video, man.
T-Pain's like 75.
Well. Dude, so how old are we gonna be when you get this yacht? Like at least 50?
I'm thinking probably 50-ish.
Dude, that's perfect midlife crisis time to have a yacht.
Dude, that's fucking 12 years away for me, so you better get on that.
I know, I got a decade to get my friggin' yacht, man. I gotta start working.
So let's say that. In a decade, if you don't have the yacht, we're done.
Does that mean I'm 14 years away from 50?
Are you 14 years away from 50?
Yeah.
Shit. Fucking youngins.
My eyes are very wide.
Justin's like, you'd have to subtract for me to get to 50.
Youngins. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna feel like 50.
That's what happens when you're born in the 40s, Wheels. So.
Yeah, keep talking like that, you'll be swimming while we're on the yacht.
Oh, come on.
We'll just make you have a floaty on the back.
Like a little kid floaty.
Yeah, we'll just drag you like a floaty.
There you go. It's a giraffe. There you go, little fella.
Oh man.
Director, what else have you gotten on your little to-do list today?
Well, like I said, we didn't have much. I mean, I guess I should say I'm coming out Q. I've watched.
Yeah, explain this to me.
I've watched 3 episodes of that HBO Into the Storm documentary, and I gotta say, hail Trump. Yeah.
Did you just say hail Trump?
Hail Trump. Why not?
That propaganda got you.
I'm sorely disappointed.
Glorious leader. This is the kind of propaganda I could be running for you.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, right.
You're standing on the dock if you're running this propaganda.
Well, I mean, I could make a documentary.
The W-anons.
The wheels and ons. The glorious leader.
It's see, it's actually pretty interesting. So it's not, like I say, it's not really like rhetoric based. It's more this guy who's making the documentary is like he's trying to find out who Q is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's also really a commentary on like free speech and how these message boards like fucking 4chan and 8chan have influenced people and so right now. the guy who owns 8chan, his name is like Jim Watkins, and he's like, but this guy's like right out to lunch. Like he's just like he'll say things like he runs like many different like hosting sites and whatnot. So like he'll get called out on like having child porn on his sites, and he's like, well, I don't know that there's child porn on there, and I certainly don't, condone child porn. And it's like, well, why don't you take it down? And then he goes, and then he starts talking about like how like the free speech, and it's like, and then his son, who, spoiler alert, his fucking son is Q. His fucking son is totally Q.
It's Q, okay.
And I don't know how it is, but it's just he's certainly like, maybe he doesn't have ties to Trump and his like inner circle of fucking evil, but they certainly listen to him. Yeah. So his dad, like I said in this episode I'm watching now, his dad was subpoenaed by Congress to come in and fucking talk about how 8chan and its involvement with all the shootings. Because
sorry to interrupt. The guy that hosts, is he the guy in the wheelchair, like the guy that's missing the limbs? And
no, so the guy in the wheelchair,
I've only watched the first episode, so
he started 8chan. He started 8chan, and then it just blew up.
Yeah,
and it was more than he could handle. Yeah. So he sold it to this guy, Jim Watkins. But his son is like a fucking super genius, like programmer.
Okay.
So what I'm getting out of this, and like I say, it's not so much about Q, but it's like the First Amendment and what free speech online. Like, where is the line?
Yeah.
So he's trying to find Q to like it seems like Q, like this guy's doing it as a fucking troll. But like I was just gonna say, his dad is being set to testify in front of Congress. Yeah. So his son emailed Steve Bannon asking for help. Now Steve Bannon didn't reply to him. But these very high-level First Amendment lawyers contacted the email address that was originally used to communicate with Steve Bannon. They started communicating. So what it looks like is like, I feel like I'm explaining the soccer playoffs. Fucking.
Yeah, no, but I'm following this a lot better than the soccer playoffs.
So. What it looks like is like Steve Bannon and these guys, they know who this Ron Watkins and they know who his father is, and they know what they're doing. But I just think this kid, like, this is a fucking troll to him. But people are taking it to the next level, and it's so high up. Like Trump, like Q would post something, and then Trump would post something on his Twitter. Like minutes later, there was pretty much verbatim the same thing that Q had posted.
Yeah.
So that's why people keep finding this fucking connection to Trump.
Yeah.
But of course, Trump always like plays it off like, oh, I don't know who Q is.
Yeah.
But this guy Jim, he seems like such a blatant liar. Because they'll ask him something like, "Do you know who Roger Stone is?" Yeah. And he's like, "I have no idea who Roger Stone is." I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking, even if you're living under a rock, you know who Roger Stone is.
Yeah.
I would like, if you're following like American politics, you would have to know
Roger Stone is the evil Monopoly man.
He has a fucking tattoo of Nixon on his back.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Disgusting.
See, so where did you come down on the whole, I guess, free speech thing? Because I struggle with that. Like, I think there is lines, and I honestly feel like the argument that free speech is absolute and people can say and think whatever they want. I don't understand how that's okay. It's weird to me.
This is where the whole slippery slopes things come into. So the whole So they started going after 8chan because one of their users was the guy who fucking shot up that fucking mosque in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And he fucking he was live streaming it on the fucking site. Yeah. They show the video in the documentary of him. He's driving in his fucking car. He's got fucking guns in the passenger seat. He's got a fucking like an AR in his lap. He goes into his trunk. He's got more fucking automatic weapons. And they stop the video when he gets to the door and just he popped his first shot off. Yeah. So they freeze frame on like the muzzle flash. It's really fucking. Yeah. So, but he was doing that and he was posting it all on 8chan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is like according to article, what is it, 230?
Yeah.
In the Constitution, or however you would say that, you're allowed to put that on the internet because that's free speech. But now we get into hate speech and but then what's hate speech? How do you dissect hate speech from something that's truly hateful to someone being like a jerk? So if you're gonna say, being a white nationalist and posting about being a white nationalist on social media or wherever on these message boards is wrong and you can't do it, then what's the argument for I'll quotations black supremacy for
absolutely or Hamas?
Apparently that's not that you can't as it goes for the definition of racism.
Yeah.
Racism is punching down, and apparently black people, they don't punch, they have to punch up, so they're allowed to say things like fuck whitey, fuck the white man, that's okay to say. I'm not sure if that's okay. I'm not advocating any kind of racism or violence or anything like that, but it's if you ban the white nationalists, do you have to ban Black Lives Matter or that kind of speech?
Or Black Panthers,
and who does hate speech affect? Because if it only affects minorities and doesn't affect white people, you're immediately pissing off white people. I mean, even white people who aren't racist, you're seemingly taking their voice away.
I think that whole situation, I think, is a big reason why Trump took off. Is because
absolutely.
It's a big reason why is because they all the
voice of the voiceless.
I don't know, all the people that were had no bullshit forever were well, what the fuck is this bullshit? And then they didn't like it at all.
But it's not even so take away the hillbilly racist Southern white guy who just hates black people. There are people who, when you say, when you bring this woke culture in, and it's when you're saying all men and all white people, you're putting everyone into this box, and people don't like to necessarily be put into a box. I, for one, I don't want to be lumped in with these people, but because I'm white, it's okay to assume that I am racist.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of that BS.
That's fucking being prejudice.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
You want to talk about slippery slopes,
I agree with you, but
I hate white nationalism. I think it's stupid to be proud of any kind of skin color. Yeah. I'm white. I'm proud I'm white. It's just a stupid comment. Yeah. I'm proud because I'm black. What the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense.
I think that we've already gone down that slippery slope, though, because the media has already spun that web. It's already there, and
see, the mainstream media is a big problem with this too.
Yeah. It's already been done.
To these fucking message boards, you drive people to these message boards because whether you're Fox News or you're CNN, you're pushing a fucking narrative.
Yeah, but
there are people who disagree with your fucking narrative.
Yeah.
Fox News is just as fake as fucking CNN or MSNBC.
Yeah.
They're all pushing their fucking narrative.
I agree,
and I hate bias. I hate bias. I'm a free-thinking, open-minded person who my allegiance is to information and fact. And sometimes that information and fact is going to come from the side that maybe you're not a part of. And people don't like that. Certainly nowadays, to say that for a Democrat to say that the liberal is right about something would kill them. We wouldn't fucking kill them, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, Democrats are all pedophiles, and Republicans or conservatives are all fucking racists.
Yeah,
that's the camps.
Pedophiles. I think the rise of social media has made this a lot more prevalent. Like the ability for the voices to get out and everything. And
everybody has and maybe that's it. Everybody has an opinion right now, and that's not a good thing.
And there will be an entire fucking article written about somebody's opinion, whether that's opinions has any basis of fact or anything. It'll be just an article of, and it will spur like fucking for whatever side of extreme. I think we went over this on the pod where I say like any kind of extreme is bad. If you're extreme like fuck white guys, it's bad. If you're extreme fuck fuck black guys, is bad.
Yeah.
Either way, this is bad. Like you need to be a little bit more like where not
we need
fuck
to
anybody.
Calm
like
the fuck down right now, and we need to be like. So what I was saying about like putting people into like a box, like we have to stop being so tribal, and we got to open up our minds a little bit.
Well, because you can't
things will never get better until we start working together to find common ground.
Like you can't.
If it looks impossible,
do
the work.
Yeah, you can't say like all white males are privileged racist fucks, because that's just not the case.
No.
But in the courts of social media,
that is the case. In the courts of social media,
and you'll see that, and the court of social media is a high court. It's a very high court.
Yeah,
we've seen careers.
Like honest to God,
on social media,
on Twitter, you can literally say "fuck you, you white man piece of shit," and it will not be flagged as hate speech in any way. You could flag it. You could try to, but there would be.
I feel like if you said that, you could probably get flagged. I don't really think you're allowed to.
No. So Twitter has a very inherent left bias. So going after a conservative and trying to cancel them by say doxing them, like unless it's you're personally attacking them, you can't get that taken down. Now, if you're more likely to see someone get taken down like a conservative who dead names a transgender person, you're more likely to see that get flagged than a transgender person doxing a conservative.
Yeah, you would, just because it's the cool hip.
Because the whole, like, I hate to say this, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but the whole like there are more than one genders is not like it's not a set in stone thing as the law sees it right now.
Yeah. No, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. There's a big.
When you say on our platform, going after a transgender person is considered hate speech. Well, it's actually not considered hate speech by law, because it's not. It's but Twitter. So Twitter inherently has a left-leaning bias.
No, but I feel like why are you going after the person that like, because like let's take Caitlyn Jenner for example. Like I think that person is a horrible piece of garbage, but I wouldn't attack that person for being transgender. I would attack that person for every other stupid, idiotic.
So what my point there is that if Caitlyn Jenner was a regular person and I was calling them Bruce on Twitter, that would be considered an attack.
Okay.
But it's not an attack because his fucking name, he was given the name Bruce. Like his name was once Bruce. Like he changed his name, sure.
Yeah.
But he was once Bruce. But if you dead name a transgender, that's considered like you're attacking or triggering them. Whereas if you go after someone on the right, it's more like they're saying, "Oh, come on, settle down."
Like go get your panties in a bunch. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
so that's why it's a very slippery slope. And again, I'm not for any kind of hate speech, and I think that going after and dead naming trans people on purpose is hate speech. because you are doing it on fucking purpose. You know what their trans name is.
Yeah.
But I just think that it should go both ways. If you're going to go after the conservative for dead naming it trans, then you have to go after the left going after a conservative and not telling them to fucking simmer down and take it like a man.
Like even there's a show on Disney actually, right? It's called Last Man Standing. It's with Tim Allen. It's a pretty good show. It's about a father raising 3 daughters. But he's like a really conservative guy. And he was like, my show got canceled because the media does not like to have a conservative guy in a prominent place in TV because it's not cool. It's not cool right now. And so his show got canceled at some point because of that. But the show is like, it's not like it's being sexist or racist or anything. It's just like it's showing a guy who loves the outdoors, loves to shoot guns, loves to raise his daughters in a concert. Like he's like, yo, don't wear fucking miniskirts and shit.
It's literally like
and
grandpa.
It's basically like that, where he's like, and except instead of 3 boys, it's 3 girls now. Yeah. And it's like he's the last man standing in his house, and he's got this manly job where he like hosts a blog at this outdoor store where he like, teaches men how to be men. And it's like it's actually kind of a funny show. But he was like, you can't show that on TV anymore because it's that kind of thing is offensive. And it's like, well, that's a load of bullshit.
Whether you agree with him or on his political views or not. And like, I hate to say this, but like, look at all the people who got kicked off of like Facebook and Twitter for like the January 6th fucking Capitol riot. Those people were considered like if you were inciting a riot, like you were promoting hate speech. All those people who were tweeting like, go down to such and such a place because we're having like last summer, all those fucking race riots that were going on. People were all over Twitter. We're going to be fucking here. We're going here. Those people, their accounts seem to be fine, and it's well documented. And that's my big thing. I'm not saying that I'm a conservative piece of shit, but I'm also not a fucking leftist piece of shit either. And there's piece of shit on both sides. They're all over the place. There's shit flying everywhere. Fucking shit again.
And there is. And
my only qualm is that it has to go both ways. And you can't don't hide your fucking bias when it's right out there in plain fucking view. It's right there.
That's the thing, that there's always going to be the bias, and the problem, your problem, and I agree with you because I have the same problem is that it's okay to have a bias this way. It's cool, it's hip, it's in, it's the media's fine with it. Everybody's fine with it on social media. It's fine to have the bias against, like, let's say, like, if, like, God forbid, you're like, hey, I'm just a guy, I like to shoot some guns. It's like, well, fuck you, you racist cocksucker. Go back to Trump. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, Jesus, fuck me. That's not what I meant. Like, I don't. Go ahead, Wheels.
Oh, sorry, I was going to let you finish your point, but I will argue that I feel like I feel like the reason that the Black Lives Matter, and of course there was probably people that abused it and took advantage and did terrible, stupid shit during that thing. But I will say, like, the initial message and the initial point of the Black Lives Matter, that is what matters, and that is what. Of course. But I feel like the initial message and the reasoning for the Capitol riot is what gets people kicked off social media and Twitter, and that was wrong. Like, there was no justification for what happened on January 6th. People died. And they died over a lie.
People died in those riots in the summertime too, though. And that's the thing, like, and I'm for that shit because I'm not stupid. I understand what Black Lives Matter.
Yes, absolutely.
Means. Like, I understand the fucking meaning behind it because, like them, I mean, I don't feel how they feel. I can't, but I sure as hell was fucking getting really cheesed off every time I open my goddamn phone. There's a fucking black guy getting shot in the back by the fucking cops. That pissed me off.
Yeah, of course.
And I would be right there fucking with them.
Yeah.
At the beginning of it, but once you start fucking burning down Target and fucking looting and beating the shit out of people trying to defend their fucking shops, No, sir. You're no different than you're no different than those Capitol rioters to me.
And that's that. But that's
it's got to go both ways. There, it's got to go both ways.
It's got to go both ways.
Yeah, it has to go both ways. It has to. You can't burn down fucking things. Those fucking Chaz assholes. I know we've had a lot of fun on this show. Chaz, my home away from home.
What happened to Chaz? Where did Chaz go?
But that's bullshit. You can't take over a fucking neighborhood and put shit. What if I live in that neighborhood and I'm like, no. I don't agree with this. Am I going to get my ass kicked now because I'm a racist or non-believer or I'm part of the problem? Silence is violence. No, you're taking over my fucking neighborhood, man. I want to go to the corner store to get some fucking milk, and I don't want to be wading through piss and shit because the garbage people aren't coming in because this is now in the top. No. You're a fucking criminal, is what you are.
Yeah, initial, instances of the Black Lives Matter point still stands to this day, but like once again, the extremism of it is it's no better than the extremism on the other side, which is what it was fighting in the fucking first place.
Yes.
So I mean,
absolutely. But the only thing I will say is that the Black Lives Matter, like the initial instances and the reason for it. The reason, like, not all the rioting and not all people getting hurt and injured, but the actual protesting and the actual marching, that is what mattered, and that is what that should have happened, and it did happen.
Yes,
but it's like
you're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be angry that people who look like you are getting fucking murdered in the street
just because they look like you.
Yes, but
you get a free pass on the fucking anger thing, and you can be angry. You just can't, like the third night, the fourth night, you're now it just looks like it's a shopping spree.
Now you're burning shit to the ground. Like, I mean,
now you're taking advantage. You're taking advantage.
But there was people that took advantage, absolutely. But
what those pieces of shit did on January 6th too.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And but you remember, like, way back in like July or June, whenever the fuck we were talking about this, we said, I hope that something comes from this, and I hope it's all not just a bunch of bullshit that eventually blows over and nothing at the end of the day, nothing fucking changes. Because you can have trials of Derek Chauvin all you want and all this stuff, but like the media's like, have you heard a fucking thing about this since, like, when the trial happened, there was some stuff and some news coverage, but really, but nothing's changed. So nothing. Yeah, but nothing's changed.
No,
so they signed a bill,
really changed except for like that George Floyd bill, which is like all about police reform.
Yeah, okay. Is that actually going to happen? Because
you're not seeing cops getting defunded because black people in urban neighborhoods are like, no, we don't want to get rid of the fucking cops because we got fucking a lot of problems here.
Yeah, of course, and that's absolutely.
Getting rid of police is fucking a nonsensical idea.
Oh, it's like defunding
the idea of like, oh well. How about we have like a mental health professional answering some of these calls? I mean, which is a good idea. I mean, but that's not to say that you're just sending some fucking guy that looks like me, to deal with some meth guy. They're obviously going with fucking cops, and cops will be there. Yeah. Just one of them is going to be fucking trained in mental health.
Yeah.
Prevention, whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of the way to go about it. The way you shouldn't, like, I'm not a defund the cops kind of guy, because maybe it's because I'm a small town guy and the cops are pretty good around here. You don't really have to. You're not really worried, that they're going to be a dick.
No, but even the cops here, like, I've heard that they have like AK-47s or AR-15s or whatever. And
I don't know. I've been in a cop car here. I've been pulled over by the cops here. It's been not a problem. And I'm a fucking white guy. So, I mean, honestly, that's probably why. But, like at the end of the day, like,
all as well. So, you're not really scary.
What's I am a Mighty Mouse sort of guy, but I'm not a big defund the police. But I can get behind reform the police.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I will say I don't really think the police need to look like friggin' SWAT, Call of Duty friggin' people.
No,
they don't need to look like they're playing Call of Duty. They don't.
But they also don't
dress like that. because they're fucking. They bring that shit on them fucking selves. Like look at the like if the United States wasn't such a big piece of shit that fucking meddle in everybody's fucking business, they probably wouldn't have to have nuclear weapons to fucking protect themselves.
That's very true.
Well, that's true.
And then other countries have to have nukes because America, and then just scale it down to like fucking police. If police weren't fucking brutalizing people, black and white, which is another little thing for me. No one ever fucking says that. Because plenty of white people are killed by cops too every year. Maybe it's more black people, maybe it's more white. The point is that we're all getting killed by cops. Nobody says that. They're killing all of us.
I think that
we should reform that, and they should calm the fuck down and not fucking have their hand on their fucking gun for a traffic stop. I understand they have a hard job, and maybe somebody took a shot at them last week, so they're edgy. But if you're fucking edgy, you shouldn't be on the fucking street with a fucking gun.
No.
If you're fucking edgy, you should be given time off, paid leave. Like, look, man, got shot at, a week ago. I think I need a couple of weeks off because I'm like on a hair trigger now.
Yeah, and that gets back to that whole mental health thing where they're like, fucking suck it up, buttercup, you'll be all right. Just fucking grow a set of fucking testicles, and we'll fucking get your fucking vagina off, and we'll fucking go. That's what they're getting told.
You signed up to hold the gun, son.
Get that fucking sound out of your fucking pussy, you little bitch, and fucking get back to holding your gun. That's exactly what they're getting.
I guarantee you that's being said by a cop right now somewhere in North America.
Get that fucking sound out of your pussy, you little bitch, and get your fucking gun on, get your badge on, and go out there and fucking pull some people over. Like that, because that culture thing, like, I mean, it's hard to fight it if you're in it.
Of course. I mean, that's fucking evolution. It's been going on for so long. I mean, that's DNA. You're talking about changing DNA.
Yeah. And that's just that, and that's just that attitude, that whole man up, sack up, bud.
Yeah.
Get to it. You'll be all right. Come on. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to draw the line there either, because I don't think you should whine and bitch about everything, but
do you know where you should draw the line? Where all the lines should be drawn, right down the fucking middle. Same for both sides.
Okay, I can get behind.
I'm tired of bias. So just to close it off, I'm just like the whole bias thing, and again, I'm not anti Black Lives Matter, the idea of it. I'm not at all. I'm sick and tired of seeing the same thing that they're sick and tired of seeing, and I hate that they have to live through it. But I hate that fucking normal, average white guys who might want to vote for President Trump because he's going to fucking cut taxes for the working man. I'm the working man. You're allowed to vote for Donald Trump, and that doesn't necessarily make you a fucking horrible fucking racist piece of shit. You don't Mexicans and
this is not why you're it's like when they tried to fucking cancel Bobby Orr because he endorsed Trump at some point, and everyone was like, just looked up Bobby Orr on Twitter because he was trending, was sad he wasn't dead. Like, holy fuck, man. Jesus Christ.
That's a hard thing to say.
Yeah.
And about anybody, really.
Yeah. No, but that's you're a piece of shit. If you're saying stuff like that, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're no better than any fucking cause that you're trying to champion.
He was probably born in the 40s, and I'm not going to be shocked if he says something like that.
Yeah.
Or even if they are like racist quotes. It's like, they were born in the 40s. Of course they're racist. That's not shocking. Just tell him to shut up and send him on his way. Don't fucking, he's not hurting you.
Just tell him to shut up.
Tell him to shut up and give him his fucking oatmeal and tell him to fucking watch The Price is Right. Tell him to shut up.
Your social security check's coming, bud.
But the whole bias thing and people being afraid to speak their mind because the
look at we could get a fucking, what could happen to
not to drag it on too long, but I mean, you see like someone like J.K. Rowling, who is like a feminist, and she's like coming out saying like, well, these transgendered women don't really know the plight that I'm fucking going through because they're not really women. And then she just gets fucking crucified. But she's a woman who is a feminist, and then you're seeing somebody come over from the other team. You're gonna be like, whoa.
Once again, the disabled are not even on the list.
Wow.
Why the fuck would they be? You're the fucking glorious leader. You're the glorious leader, Wheels.
But I guess at the end of the day, like, let your freak flag fly. I mean, if you're trans, be trans, be it. Just don't be a fucking asshole about it.
Yeah.
Stop being a jerk to everybody. And that goes for all of them. That goes for the whole, from me
everybody in the world.
Everybody else. Stop being a fucking prick to people.
Everybody in the world. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, quit being dicks. Also,
so on that note,
praise be glorious leader on that note. All right, and on that note, I'm at Tin Can Blues. You can find our Wheels Blues website is wheelsbluespodcast.wixsite.com/my site. You can go on there and read the blog that our oh so glorious leader posts on a weekly basis, and buy our merch, listen to our show, rate us 5 stars, all that kind of thing.
I'm at Mighty Wheels. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow our Wheels Blues podcast Facebook page, and yeah, I can't top that. That's a perfect way to end this episode.
Well, I'm at Eric_83, and all. Look, we don't hate on this show, and we say things in fun and we say things in jest. Obviously, we don't love Adolf Hitler. We think Adolf Hitler is a piece of shit, and we're glad he did the fucking job. And we say be yourself and be true to yourself on this show because we love all of you.
Find some middle ground, all of you, please.
Yeah, simmer down out there. I'm looking at you, Palestine and Israel. Simmer the fuck down over there.
Yeah, they need to chill. They need to
they need to chill the fuck out.
Jesus.
Get out of here, you knuckleheads.
We'll see you next week.